Hello, good morning. It is Monday in the month of August and the 19th day in the year 2013. And this is Bonnie Landago from Virgo Moon on a Coffee Break, wanting to talk to you a little ahead of time about the full moon that is going to be upon us on the 21st of August. I'm going to do this in two parts. Today is going to be part one, and then in another day or so, we're going to get into part two. A little something to give you a pat in the back, a little something to open your eyes to another way of looking at how this full moon is going to hold implications for us. Here we go. Bear with me. This is going to be a little different. You don't have to make sense of it. Just follow me through, though. This time, when we're going to experience a full moon on the 21st of August, Sol, or the sun, will technically be on Alphard. Alphard on the water snake. Bear with me. Never heard of it? Doesn't matter. It's the first full moon in the water snake in 2013. Of course, it is the Chinese year of the water snake. There's 88 constellations in the cosmos. Hydra is the largest of all 88 of these. And there's really nothing important about Hydra except the second star of Hydra has some repute to deal with. This star is called Alphard. For those of you who are familiar with Arabic, who've tossed around a little bit of Arabic, you may know that Alphard signifies one who is solitary. If you've been reading my entries in the last week, I talk about the individual, but I also talk about the individual joining into the collective. The individual, you, doing what it is that you are here to do on earth in this lifetime, but at the same time joining into the collective. Very important in this age of Aquarius. Take a look at the water snake for a minute. In the Asian school of thought, the water snake is prosperous. This is an auspicious year. It's a year to advance the individual to wealth, longevity, harmony. One of the ways that this can happen is that we have the ability to influence others in a non-confrontational manner, because that's how the water snake operates. Think about it for a minute. Now, let's think about water. Many things I can say about water as I have in the past. It can be frozen solid, it can be fluid and moving quickly, stagnant. You can see through it or you can't see through it. It can steam. As I said earlier, it can freeze. You can have too much of it or not enough of it. Water can be favorable and water can be destructive. Let's think about water being destructive not as a force, not as a force en masse coming at you, but the drip, drip, drip. Who wants the drip, drip, drip? We don't. Especially if we want to take actions, which we still need to take actions, if we're to have a year of prosperity, wealth, longevity, harmony, peace for ourselves and for those around us. So what do? We take up arms. We take a look at the potential. And I think that in the last week or so, give or take, many of you have seen the potential of a project you've been working on or something you've been mulling around in your brain. And it's finally come into a point where you've been able to mold it somewhat in the last week. What's happening when Alphard is on the water snake? We have the potential of a project that's seen. And one can get their individual project rolling along at this time of notability. How can you do that? Look. Water can be a little too nicey-nicey. It can be a little too appeasing. We don't want to do that. because yes, we are able to influence others in a non-confrontational manner, and we are supposed to be using that this year, the year of the water snake, but particularly right now when Hydra is giving us Alphard to work with. So what are you being asked to do? You're being asked to recognize and use the talents and resources at your disposal, the talents and resources of others to get your project rolling along. Put them to your use. Maybe you're to do this for someone, or someone else is to do this for you. And it's not abusing or taking advantage of anyone. It won't be done in that vein. It absolutely will not be done in that vein. Again, don't look for the easy way out, but look to the group, the community working with you on your individual project. I think you've probably been doing that. If you have, you have hit the mental jackpot right on cue, my friend. It cannot get any better than that. So we have a few more days until this full moon. There's a few more things I'd like to talk about this full moon, but for now, as I close off, the full moon is the time when we bring projects to fruition, yes. And the time period between the full moon and the next new moon is when we don't start something new. It doesn't mean that we can't continue working on something, but we try not to, or we really should not start something anew. It's a time of a little bit of rest and repose, particularly 3 days after the full moon, the day of the full moon, the 21st, and for the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, maybe even to the 24th. There's no set rule about this. You take it a little easy. And in the second portion of this, we're going to talk a little bit about a myth. We're going to talk a little bit about karma, bursting some of that karma. We're going to talk a little bit about family influences. Nothing scary at all. Probably what you've already been thinking about. So I'll leave this with you, ask you to continue, please, to work towards your projects, your goals up until the full moon. Help move them along. Thank you for tuning in with me. It's Bonnie Landago, Virgo Moon on a Coffee Break. Love to see you tomorrow.